Pro Wrestling International. There are no boundaries. This is PWI Championship Wrestling, and on this week's edition you'll see in action the man from Benton Harbor, Michigan, Bobo Brazil Jr. In addition, the man straight out of the 60s, Electric Eric Freedom. T-Rex also joins us this week, in addition to the Heartthrob, the man of Twisted Steel and Sex Appeal. And in our feature match, it's El Diablo going up against the veteran Blackjack Colt. We'll be back with Laura Angelique right after this.
Mona Lisa, men have named you
Nat King Cole.
You're so like the lady.
His rich, warm voice brought a special magic to every song.
Smile.
Heartland Music presents the very best of Nat King Cole.
Answer me, oh my love.
2 beautiful albums.
Just what sin have I been guilty
24
of?
great songs.
They try,
but it's not in stores,
to tell us we're too young.
So please order now.
Unforgettable.
Call 1-800-228-1188. To save COD charges, use your credit card or send check or money order for $14.98 for records or cassettes or $16.98 for CD, plus $3.50 shipping to Nat King Cole, P.O. Box 339-L, Verona, New Jersey.
For when you want everything that is out there, Selective Satellite Systems.
Are you one of the 15 million who owe back taxes and are afraid that the IRS is right behind you? With the IRS, you're guilty until you prove you're innocent. And the IRS holds all the cards. Until now. How to survive an IRS attack by a former IRS insider and leading tax attorney. This easy-to-follow and straight-talking program is full of step-by-step winning strategies that'll work for you. And right now, you can get this inside scoop for only $19.95. A revolutionary book and tape program that gives you everything you need to take on the IRS and win. If you order this exciting new program now, you'll also get this free bonus audio tape. 101 secrets the IRS doesn't want you to know. Just one of them will pay for the whole program, and it's yours to keep even if you return the survival kit. So call now, and you'll never have to face the IRS alone.
Hello, I'm Laura Angelique, and I'd like to welcome you to another week of PWI Championship Wrestling. Now, before we start into our first match, I'd like to take a moment to recap a couple of events that have taken place here recently. The first of these involves when PWI traveled to Racine, Wisconsin on June 30th. We traveled there for some matches. Our heavyweight champion, Bobo Brazil Jr., sustained an injury to his knee during that night's events. Now, this was the same knee that had previously been injured. The following day, July 1st, Bobo Brazil Jr. was scheduled for a title match against one gentleman, Johnny Walker. Now, due to the injury to his knee, Bobo was not able to fight full force that evening and did in fact lose the match, thereby making gentleman Johnny Walker the new PWI heavyweight champion. A little bit on the brighter side, we'd like to take you now to a match involving Bobo Brazil Jr. up against Billy Newton. This as he takes his first steps to attempt to reclaim his title as PWI heavyweight champion.
Welcome back, fans. This is Dave Yearwood with another Sunday afternoon with the PWI Championship Wrestling. And there you see in our first action event today, Bobo Brazil Jr. in there against one Billy Newton, who takes him down with a flying clothesline. At ringside here with me again today is Dallas James. Dallas, we've got some news for the fans who could not travel with us on the northern tour up into Michigan. The man we're looking at.
Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota. And you see that Billy Newton got off to a quick start because the last couple of weeks he's had a rough time of it, and I think he's got his head together, and he knows now when you're in there against any PWI wrestler, you better come prepared.
And one night.
And especially against an ex-champion.
That's right. The man we're talking about, Bobo Brazil Jr., has lost the title a week ago in Minnesota, actually, in Rochester, Minnesota. The one and only Bobo Brazil Jr. lost the PWI.
Yeah, and look who's coming out to rub it in.
Ooh,
coming out to rub it in. It's a wonder he doesn't have the belt with him, but maybe he doesn't want Bobo to get a good look at it.
Well, there you see the man that took the title from the PWI former champion, Bobo Brazil Jr. Being accompanied there by
Casper.
The man in white. No, not Casper, it's the Grasshopper. But in there, you see Billy Newton, who is facing.
I think that's rubbing salt in the wound.
Facing the former PWI champion, Bobo Brazil Jr. And there you see him. Oh, and blindsiding him from the back, taking his attention off. Former champion should know better, but as we know, he is also human, Dallas James, because he no longer wears the medal.
Well, he knows better, and Walker out here, I'm surprised. I can't figure out, if you're going to come out and rub salt in the wound, look at that. If you're going to come out here and taunt, why wouldn't you bring the belt? I don't get that. Maybe he'd get fined, maybe he'd get suspended. I don't know. But this between Walker and Bobo Jr. is a long way from being over.
It definitely is a score that has not been settled with Bobo, and now we know he is going to want some rematch to face off again with gentleman Johnny Walker. But right now he has to come to grips with one Billy Newton there as he brings him out, bounces him across, takes that elbow across the inner thigh of one Billy Newton.
Like I said, I hope Billy Newton's got his head on straight. Last couple of weeks he's been just torn apart by different wrestlers, and you know, if he lasts 5 or 6 minutes, a lot of people's going to say, well, look, he went 5, 6, 7 minutes with the ex-champion. He didn't go 3 or 4 minutes with this wrestler or that wrestler. But I'm sure he's got his head on.
Well, here he goes, showing you again, taking advantage. Oh, boy, he almost had him there, Dallas. He was coming down for that third slap. Again, Johnny Walker there on the outside, taking the attention of the former PWI champion, Bobo Brazil Jr. And there you see Walker heading back with the escort of Grasshopper to the dressing room.
Well, I'm sure that Bobo would rather have Johnny in the ring at this time. But Billy Newton, he has just got to get more aggressive.
Billy Newton able to get that right shoulder up there in time before the 3 count. Snapmare over there by the former PWI champion Bobo Brazil Jr. in there with chinlock now working on Billy Newton.
You know, that was a classic match they had up there in Minnesota, went over 20 minutes. I'm not exactly sure what the official time of it was, but I do know it was over 20 minutes. And like him or not, and he's not my favorite person, I'll go on record saying that, Bobo Brazil Jr. showed a lot of determination, a lot of class. He had injured that knee the night before in Racine, Wisconsin, and he come out there and put up the fight of his life, basically on one leg against Johnny Walker. And Johnny was relentless that night, focused much of the match and his attention on that leg, and of course had a little help from Casper.
Well, as you were saying, Johnny Walker came out with fire in his eye, and he was looking to do one thing and take away that title. Regain that title.
That was his last shot. I mean, that was the wind-up of the tour. That was his last shot. They were scheduled last night with Dice Man Ronnie Vegas. Of course, that changed that. A lot of things changed.
We're sure to see.
Dice is injured. A lot of injuries. Big Rig's injured. Don't know how long he's going to be out. He may be out indefinitely.
Well, it is one rough and rugged sport. You definitely got to be able to get in and out of that ring
but you know what?
Without injury.
I got a healthy partner.
A healthy partner.
A healthy partner.
One that's coming back again and again.
Again and again.
Well,
blood's thicker than water.
This is definitely a change for one Dallas James when he's got the brother in there.
This panel's made of wood. Maybe I should knock on it.
Well, right
I could get injured, or Austin could get injured, but right now it's
looks like
straightforward.
Looks like Billy Newton is facing possible injury here. If Bobo Brazil takes him any further, takes that knee back a little more. See Newton trying to work his way over to the ropes so he can make a break here. And fans, as the referee calls for a break, we're going to break away for a little commercial information. We'll be right back with more PWI Championship Wrestling. And as Bobo takes Newton into the turnbuckle corner, again he takes him, slamming his head into that buckle.
I think Bobo is not 100% in this match. I still think his body may be in the ring, but I think his mind is about 50 feet the other direction, and what's behind that curtain. And this is not let's make a deal.
That could have been curtains there for Newton. No, Newton was able to get up again, Dallas.
You know, pick a box or pick what's behind curtain number 3, the old Monty Hall show, but I think Bobo would like to have what's behind that curtain in one gentleman, Johnny Walker.
A couple more punches there, followed up by a headbutt. Could be curtains for Mr. Newton. There you see it. Going back. This could be it. One headbutt taking Billy Newton down.
You know who he should be mad at?
There.
Now look at that.
Now,
the man's choking him.
This isn't champion-like at all. Not at all.
I'm telling you, they got to his mind, and he's a changed man.
Well, Walker definitely playing the mind games out there. Allowed Newton to catch Bobo Brazil sleeping on a couple occasions there now.
Well, I think Bobo Jr., I think the one man he should be mad at, and he might be, but he's not with PW right now due to the injury, and that's Big Rig Rollins. Big Rig Rollins was up running his mouth all across Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, even over in Illinois, Indiana, everywhere, saying, don't trust Austin James. Don't trust Austin James. Austin James is doing this for Dallas James. Did Austin James turn his back on Bobo? No. But I think that got Bobo to thinking, what if? And he lost his concentration, and then Walker got him. And I think he'd admit that. So the man he should be mad at is Big Rig Rollins. And if Big Rig ever comes back to PWI, don't be surprised if Bobo don't call him out for an interview.
Boot to the chin takes Bill Newton down to the floor here.
I never did trust that truck driver.
Well, I know you two have had your run-ins in the past.
Should have kept his 18 wheels out of it.
Well, I remember when he changed his 18 wheels in for one Batmobile to make an appearance.
Easy.
Well, I don't want to tread on history too long here. And again,
he's not
shoulder block. Shoulder block by Bobo into the midsection of Bill Newton.
What's the name of that movie out now? Forever? Well, he's not forever.
Oh, and it looks like Bill Newton's not for long here. Bobo just not moving, as you were saying.
That knee's still bothering him. I think both ends are bothering him. I think his knee's bothering him. I think his mind's bothering him. He's just not the same Bobo. And the mentality's not there. How many times have you seen Bo Jr. do that?
Not on.
And Billy Newton.
Not on a wrestler.
Billy Newton is not in the top 10 of the PWI, but he's an up-and-coming wrestler. Got a lot of potential. Why does Bobo have to do that? Frustration.
Oh, got him back here. He's got young man trying to able to kick out. We are definitely not seeing the man of the past here, Bobo Brazil Jr. Now working him, he seems to not have the total concentration, but then at times seem to be disturbed with with his abilities here in the ring today against the young man, Bill Newton.
Well,
as the referee gets in there to get a closer.
You know, Bobo's been around. He's been around for a long time, and he, you know, he doesn't want to go out there and really hurt anybody. And it is possible that he's in there with this young kid and a kid that's trying to make it here in PWI, and maybe he just wants to wrestle him, doesn't really want to hurt him, and you know that makes sense. But then again, you go back a few minutes ago, a knee over the rope, choking him, then that just kind of contradicts what he's doing.
Well, Dallas, he may be thinking about that man that was out here at ringside.
He may see Walker every 3 or 4 minutes. He may be thinking, you know, well, that's Johnny Walker.
Yeah, well, I think he was thinking Johnny Walker doing his own version of the Cactus Jam there across the throat of Billy Newton. Headbutt there again. Setting up off the rope. Duck. Shoulder block into the chest of Billy Newton going down. We've got 2, 3, and we've got it now.
The winner, Bobo Brazil Jr.
Hung in there tough, but I just don't think this is the same Bobo Jr. And I think his mind is elsewhere. I don't think he's 100% physically still, and it's a long way from being over between him and gentleman Johnny Walker. There you see parts of the replay. Bobo. A foot over the rope, a knee choking him. That's just not Bobo Jr. There's your winner, Bobo Brazil Jr.
Cheshire Cat type from the 60s, Mr. Tie-Dye. Dallas, I wonder if he was one of those guys climbing a fence out there at the Deadhead concert this past weekend. What do you think?
Well, I don't see any wood particles around him.
Well,
I bet he was out there.
I could have sworn when
follows him.
I had a report from some fans, some PWI fans over in Noblesville, that they'd spotted him riding atop one of those BW buses through town. I'm sure there he is up there, taking a break.
Riding like that, wasn't he?
Yep, exactly like that. That's what they were saying.
Hair blowing back, a couple birds nested in it.
Very well could have been him. But I think we're ready to get underway. And there's Eric getting the fans wound up. And the professor ready to do battle there in the center of the ring. And things have taken off. And immediately the professor rakes the eyes of Eric Freedom, taking him immediately into the turnbuckle. The professor, always a wily one, looking for the cheapest route, the quickest route to victory. Choking him with the bottom of the rope there, pulling the rope against the throat, and now yanking the hair back as he takes the knee across the forehead. Eric Freedom probably in the top, probably 7 or 8 contenders here in the PWI.
Yeah, he's still in the TV tournament. He's pulled off some surprise. This is not a TV match.
No, not this one.
Didn't make it in there, did he?
No.
Maybe brewed up something.
But anyway, again, taking the boot across, driving the throat into the bottom rope, and now kicks to the small of the back as the referee pushes the professor back away as Eric Freedom trying to gasp for air as his throat was cut.
My mic wasn't properly attached. Now maybe these people can hear me.
And now
that phone call we got a while ago was from our producer. I guess he got a call from the promoter. I guess, well, never mind. Anyway, I understand.
Short of it.
Well, PWI will be returning to Central Indiana. I'm trying to read this. I'm reading my own writing. August the 12th. Now, the location has not been announced, but the date has. So we just wanted to get that information out there so these fine, outstanding citizens,
there, Dallas.
the ones that didn't tear down the wall up there at Deer Creek, can mark their calendars August the 12th.
That's right. PWI will be making its swing back through the central Indiana area, swinging down from the northern tier. A lot of action been going on up north, Dallas. We've seen the change.
A lot of injuries.
A lot of injuries, a lot of action. We've seen the change in the PWI heavyweight title. And
also the tag
not
team.
Not too many days ago, we saw the change.
Twice.
In the PWI Tag Team Championship, we saw the team of Buddy Bam Bam Garvin and Jimmy Jack Hammer wrest the title away
No. It was the bounty hunter. You're getting ahead of yourself.
Yep. Taking the title away from.
Remember, Jimmy Jack Hammer didn't show up that night.
Well, that's correct, Dallas. Bounty hunter and Bam Bam Buddy Garvin.
They didn't keep him long.
From Fire and Ice.
They didn't keep him long. And then Jimmy Jack Hammer the next night, he wanted to wrestle against me and my brother. It's like, no. Doesn't work that way.
But Dallas James and Austin, the James boys, taking the titles away from one bounty hunter, a former tag team partner, and Buddy Bam Bam Garvin, where they now successfully hold the belts around their waist.
They're still
as the PWI Tag Team Champions. And there you see Eric Freedom going to town, coming off the ropes, taking down the Professor.
And they want a rematch.
Vicious body slam there by the one from the 60s, Eric Freedom, as we get the count.
Going to get a nosebleed.
There he comes, a flying bulldog, taking a Professor face first into it. And with the cheers of the fans here in the PWI audience, setting him up.
Oh, the hippy-dippy roll.
2, 3,
Shake
comes around. Takes him down. Got to cover. 1, 2.
And the winner,
Eric Freedom. Slap there by the referee. But the victory is awarded to one Eric Freedom.
Well, it was a back-and-forth matchup to begin with. The Professor up to his old dirty tricks, but in the end, Electric Eric Freedom taking over. There he's going nuts, going across back and forth. Looks like a blur. Maybe that was him on top of that. Well, anyway, your winner once again, the man from the 60s. He's lost in the 60s. Electric Eric Freedom.
Our next match will involve a couple of somewhat different looking characters. T-Rex up against the Heartthrob. Now, the Heartthrob, as many of you know, is from New York. He claims to be the man of twisted steel and sex appeal. He's known for wrestling worldwide, but does state that PWI is his favorite organization. And also, along the same line, he is still one of the wrestlers who is still a qualifying wrestler in the PWI TV title tournament. His opponent for this match, T-Rex, well, talking to him recently, the only thing that he really had to say was that his favorite TV show was, as you might guess, The Flintstones. Let's take a look at these two.
Nope, not going to get into it. Not going to let these simpletons hear about the new 4 aces. Not going to do it.
Well, let's just get right into this match because we've got one set.
The greatest deal in wrestling, that's all I'll say, and it's the best group of 4 aces that's ever been put together.
Well, more of that's to be seen in future weeks here on PWI Championship
Hit him with that golf club. 4!
Big Daddy in there with the Heartthrob.
T-Rex, tee off.
The Heartthrob, the man voted most likely not to be wanted to marry your daughter. The Heartthrob, the man from Buffalo.
What do you know about my daughter? I like him.
You probably like grits with the...
I do like grits.
Grits with the basket sauce, don't you?
Well, yeah. As Texans, we like things hot.
And right here, somebody that the fans don't... And there he is, TJ, making sport of TJ T-Rex. Excuse my initials.
Oh, boy, you're just all fired up over last night.
Yeah. Can't think straight after seeing what we saw last night transpire. But T-Rex in there against the Heartthrob.
The greatest setup in the history of wrestling.
Well,
the Inquirer called. They want to know.
Well, if the Throb would remain in center ring here, maybe T-Rex.
Man's outside, get off of him.
Get a chance to set.
Who's that referee yelling at Heartthrob? Who's he think he is? You're a guy at bow tie and he thinks he owns a joint. He ought to be bartending.
And again, the Heartthrob makes his way outside.
Well, he's doing that same thing like he did to Bubba a few weeks ago.
Well, I think he's used up about 7 minutes of this time limit match here, and maybe we'll get some wrestling in here before we get on to the feature match today. But again, the Heartthrob.
Hey, now that's not right.
I think the Heartthrob is not right, but that's a separate discussion then. Again, now, whoa! Little athleticism here being shown by the Heartthrob. Now, I think, there we have a tie-up. Our referee's holding the middle of the squared circle as the 2 big men here in the PWI.
Hey, T-Rex, you got hold of man's hair.
Heartthrob going down, try to get a little leverage. Now he's worked in.
I can't believe you sat here basically almost the whole show, at least half of it, and didn't say anything about last night.
I held it back as long as I could, Dallas. Oh, and the Heartthrob losing control there.
Where's the penalty flag? That was tripping.
Yeah. Anyway. T-Rex awaiting the return to the center of the squared circle here by the Heartthrob. Coming to the... Oh! T-Rex cooking out the Heartthrob, putting the big man down, feeling it to the small of the back.
You know what's bad about it, though, is Heartthrob might have to meet TJ somewhere down the line here in the TV tournament.
TV tournament still going on here.
TJ Powers, superstar, was not even listed when they first announced the first 16, but then they expanded it to 20. Was the 19th guy to make the tournament. And now he's in the Final Four. The Final Four.
There you have the 2 working there, trying to get the leverage. And T-Rex taking him over. Working away at the arm of Heartthrob. Heartthrob working on, trying to work his way back up from that vice grip that T-Rex is putting on him.
Now they haven't drawn the matches. Now, you know, when PWI returns here August the 12th, that's the semifinals and the finals. That's when it gets crowned. The champion will get crowned on August the 12th. You got TJ Powers is in it. Who else is in it?
Right now, I think as long as T-Rex leaves that one arm attached, we still got Mr. Throb, don't we?
Well, I'm not sure. I've been
Working
involved
on
in
him
this. I think, well, yeah. We've been sitting here saying he's. Are you trying to confuse me?
I don't think I need to try here. But
what?
T-Rex wrenching away at the shoulder of the Heartthrob. You can see
Bounty
the
Hunter
grimace
still
on the face. Bounty Hunter.
I think.
And
Colt.
T-Rex continues to work.
Where's
Ready
that
to
phone?
punch.
They took my phone out on my side. Eric Freedom's still in it. Now wait a minute, you got TJ and Eric Freedom, and I think Lightning Rod. I'm not sure. You got. I know Electric Eric Freedom's in it. I know that TJ's in it, and Bounty's in it, and I'm not. And Hart.
Well, it sounds like you got 5 on the card now, Dallas. Maybe you ought to.
Well,
maybe get the messenger boy here to run back there and see if he can get things cleared up for you. But as we see right now, Heartthrob
go back there and ask
taking
him
a
how
stop
many
across,
turns.
headbutt to the forehead of T-Rex, a man from Jurassic, Montana, viciously feeling the attacks of a group of wild cards last night here in PWI action. Right now in there individually against the Heartthrob, a man who himself is going for the TV tournament championship. Setting him up.
All right, the
referee warning him off on that right there.
The word we got here is TJ, the Heartthrob, and Electric Eric Freedom is in it definitely. The fourth one, we're not sure if it's the Bounty Hunter or Lightning Rod, because nobody knows who won that matchup, or even if that matchup was held. What good are you? Get out. Well, we got 75% of it.
And taking head thrust into the inner thigh there, the Heartthrob.
I think TJ will win it. Now, if TJ wins it, that means that the 4 aces have got
currently hold
all the top. That'd be interesting. That would be interesting.
PWI heavyweight champion.
That's never happened.
PWI heavyweight champion, gentlemen.
At one time we held, at one time when I was the heavyweight champion, and I hate to even say this word, but Garvin, and because I still not happy with him, but that's over with. And PC Austin held the tag titles.
Quick boot to the stomach brings T-Rex.
And TJ almost at that time had what we had at that time was a regional states title called the Midwestern States. And almost held that, but Diamond Dan got in our way.
Well, it looks like a finish for the Heartthrob.
And the winner, Heartthrob.
Give me that crayon. I got to figure out how many titles the 4 aces are held. Well, I got to show the fans the replay here. As you see, kind of surprising, but the Heartthrob taking it to T-Rex. Maybe T-Rex just having an off night.
Big Daddy taking it to money outside.
I think that, hey, I'm trying to show them the replay. T-Rex out of his league here with the Heartthrob. Heartthrob's he's the man of twisted steel and sex appeal.
Well, it's time now for our feature match, which today will be somewhat of a Tales from the Crypt match, featuring a man from Deadwood, South Dakota, going up against the Keeper of the Dead. First man, Blackjack Colt. As you'll notice here, he comes out to the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm sure each of our viewers has their own opinion as to which applies best to this wrestler. His opponent, the flame-throwing El Diablo, is in fact quite a devilish character, as you'll see here. Watch closely. Until next week, I'm Laura Angelique for PWI Championship Wrestling.
Weighing in at 230 pounds, from Mexico City, Mexico, accompanied by his manager, Damian Anderson, ladies and gentlemen, El Diablo!
Fans, here we go with the feature match of the day. We're going to see the mysterious one, El Diablo, as he makes his way out there with the despicable one, Damian Anderson. Dallas, some words on Mr. Anderson here. He's really taking a toll here in the PWI.
He's building up a stable. He's got this man here from, where's he from?
Mexico City, Mexico.
Yeah, so he says. He looks like a wasp, or a fly, or a lost child.
What's he doing there?
And his opponent.
Well, let's see.
From the Black Hills of South
Neither
Dakota.
one of them can read, and that's not in
Weighing
crayon.
in at an incredible 275 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, Blackjack Bobby Colt!
Well, he'll have his hands full here.
One of the big men here in the PWI, Blackjack Colt.
Former partner of mine for many, many, many.
Another one of
tag
his
team.
partners.
Now, wait a minute.
Oh, flash there. Oh, I think he's got Mr. Colt.
Colt's been
rather
around.
hot there.
Colt's been around the world. He's wrestled everybody from Ric Flair on down, Jack Briscoe, the Funks. He's wrestled them all. This man traveled the world.
He's been all
Oh,
over,
yeah.
that's for sure.
Many people may not remember
But he's ready to
Blackjack
have that.
Colt, but when Dick the Bruiser, little trivia here, when Dick the Bruiser was running in this area in the late 70s, a man by the name of Playboy Bobby Colt was his heavyweight champion. Later he was to be known as Blackjack Colt.
And there you see him right there. And as you cut,
Wrestled Stormy Granzik, Spike Huber, all the Wilbur Snyder, all them men. Colt's been around for a long time, and he's still got a lot of years left in him.
still at the top of the sport.
Oh, yeah, wise veteran, and Damian Anderson better keep his nose out of there if he knows what's good for him. You're not going to trick this man.
Well,
And as much as I miss having him as a partner, again, like I said a few weeks ago, this was what he wanted. He wanted to wrestle singles. He had wrestled tag. Him and I tagged up for years.
well, he's got kind of a little feud brewing here between him and one.
Another one of my former partners.
Oh, yeah, the bounty hunter. It just seems like.
I didn't have anything to do with it.
Okay, well, we won't follow that any further. But right here, El Diablo taking Blackjack Colt into the corner here. Clean break by these two.
Hey, let me see that straw out of your cup and give me some paper. I'm going to shoot a spitball at Damian Anderson over there and get him to shut up.
Bobby Colt there. Quick reversal there by Colt. Great leg drag there. Leg trip by Bobby Colt, taking down El Diablo.
This man can wrestle.
He can wrestle, and he can definitely rough it up with any of them. Here.
Take that mask off.
Wrenching back on the chin of El Diablo. Wrenching away there, cutting back on the air supply. Mr. Anderson maintaining a presence there, keeping a close eye on Bobby Colt as he works
Colt
there.
told me the other day, I just was on the phone with him the other day, and he told me that he was actually thinking about retiring after some 20-some plus years in this sport, but the bounty hunter has just lit a fire in him, and he said he feels like he's taken 20 years off of him. He's got that fire and that intensity burning in him. And I'm going to tell you what, Damian Anderson also manages the bounty hunter. He could be out here spying. That's why he's got El Diablo. El Diablo could be the patsy.
Well, El Diablo definitely knows Patsy, as he right there showed you he can go at it. Roughhousing with the best of them there. Taking another one to the chin of Bobby Colt.
Damian
Colt
could be
down on one
setting him
knee.
up, and you never know when bounty might appear, kind of like Walker did.
Well, that we saw earlier in today's show. And there you see Damian taking the throat across that middle rope there on Bobby Colt. Pushing away Anderson. And again, Diablo moving in with thrusting something into the throat of Blackjack Bobby Colt. Now again, dragging him out over the lower rope. Working him over that bottom rope here at ringside. Referee stepping in to give the 3 count.
You know, that referee's been suspended twice and he's back again.
Well, there he is. Back again is Damian Anderson, ripping away at the throat of Blackjack Bobby Colt.
Or maybe he just got fined this last time. I'm not sure.
Boot to the chest of Bobby Colt.
That's one thing I can't stand is a wrestler or a referee or a manager getting fined.
You just hate spending money when somebody else is going to get it and you lost the pleasure, Dallas.
Yep. That's something, you know, I've never been fined my whole career.
Hand me that cup again. El Diablo working at the arm of Bobby Colt. Working the leverage up. Colt trying to work his way as Diablo tears it to air, pulling him down.
I've never paid a fine during my whole career.
So that might be a little more accurate.
Maybe that's what I meant to say. Always had somebody else pay for it.
Maybe we can get the statistician here to look up what the...
Well, I think Damian Anderson just needs to stay out of it.
Yeah, well, right here. Colt quickly again. Diablo having trouble keeping him down, and he yanks back on the mask of Diablo, takes him to the ring apron as he quickly goes to the outside. Now, gonna snap him off the top there. A little slingshot action off the top there. Raising protest by Damian Anderson. Bobby Colt trying to work his way outside, and the referee immediately begins.
What's he counting him for?
Immediately counting Bobby Colt out. So Colt remains inside the squared circle, awaiting the return of El Diablo, and Damian Anderson keeping the referee's count at bay. Now El Diablo working his way back in immediately. Bobby Colt takes to the offensive, setting him up off the rope, takes a vicious clothesline, ripping the throat right out of there. Clavicle comes spewing out from the El Diablo, powerful body slam. Bobby Colt, I think, is ready to repay him for that flash he saw outside the ring before he entered. Colt, shoulder block, takes him down. And Mr. Anderson stepping in and stepping out as quickly as one sees. And El Diablo coming in, attacking from behind as Damian Anderson draws the attention, Dallas.
You know, Damian Anderson out there hollering and screaming and say he didn't do anything. He wouldn't know the truth if it hit him in the face.
All right, now turnbuckle hitting the face of Bobby Colt. Colt stops it and takes Diablo back into the turnbuckle himself. Solid blow to the midsection and a vicious elbow across the back of El Diablo. Takes him to one knee now. Bobby Colt looks like he's setting him up for one major suplex. Beautifully done, well performed as he goes over for the cover. 1, 2, and again, Damian Anderson in the middle. And yeah, as he takes out on the other side of the ring, Bobby Colt not making chase here.
You know, if Damian Anderson was smart, or a manager getting fined.
You just hate spending money when somebody else is going to get it and you lost the pleasure, Dallas.
Yep. That's something, you know, I've never been fined my whole career.
Hand me that cup again. El Diablo working at the arm of Bobby Colt. Working the leverage up. Colt trying to work his way as Diablo tears it to air, pulling him down.
I've never paid a fine during my whole career.
So that might be a little more accurate.
Maybe that's what I meant to say. Always had somebody else pay for it.
Maybe we can get the statistician here to look up what the...
Well, I think Damian Anderson just needs to stay out of it.
Yeah, well, right here. Colt quickly again. Diablo having trouble keeping him down, and he yanks back on the mask of Diablo, takes him to the ring apron as he quickly goes to the outside. Now, gonna snap him off the top there. A little slingshot action off the top there. Raising protest by Damian Anderson. Bobby Colt trying to work his way outside, and the referee immediately begins.
What's he counting him for?
Immediately counting Bobby Colt out. So Colt remains inside the squared circle, awaiting the return of El Diablo, and Damian Anderson keeping the referee's count at bay. Now El Diablo working his way back in immediately. Bobby Colt takes to the offensive, setting him up off the rope, takes a vicious clothesline, ripping the throat right out of there. Clavicle comes spewing out from the El Diablo, powerful body slam. Bobby Colt, I think, is ready to repay him for that flash he saw outside the ring before he entered. Colt, shoulder block, takes him down. And Mr. Anderson stepping in and stepping out as quickly as one sees. And El Diablo coming in, attacking from behind as Damian Anderson draws the attention, Dallas.
You know, Damian Anderson out there hollering and screaming and say he didn't do anything. He wouldn't know the truth if it hit him in the face.
All right, now turnbuckle hitting the face of Bobby Colt. Colt stops it and takes Diablo back into the turnbuckle himself. Solid blow to the midsection and a vicious elbow across the back of El Diablo. Takes him to one knee now. Bobby Colt looks like he's setting him up for one major suplex. Beautifully done, well performed as he goes over for the cover. 1, 2, and again, Damian Anderson in the middle. And yeah, as he takes out on the other side of the ring, Bobby Colt not making chase here.
You know, if Damian Anderson was smart, instead of having Bounty Hunter, you remember when Bounty Hunter come out here, his return a few weeks ago, and started smarting off about cowboys, I guess he got that Harley out of the barn, took the training wheels off of him, he thought he was something. But if he'd have been smarter if he'd have took Colt and Bounty and formed him a tag team. Because see, Damian Anderson don't have a tag team. He's got El Diablo. He should have took Bounty and he should have took Colt, because there was 2 former partners of mine since Austin was back, and he should have made a tag team. That's how smart he is. He's not. Now he's got them fighting amongst one another.
All right, now we see Blackjack Bobby Colt trying to take the mask off of one El Diablo. A mysterious one from Mexico City, Mexico. Colt said, oh, reversal, spin back into the turnbuckle, takes him off his feet. Now El Diablo punishing away at the throat, driving the boot into the throat of Bobby Colt. Damian Anderson again calling the attention of referee Kim Goldsby. Now Goldsby moves in there, counting off Diablo off there. And there you see Damian Anderson again draping Bobby Colt across that middle rope there, choking him across the rope. Diablo now with the headlock. Bobby Colt raking across the eyes, blinding, temporarily blinding Bobby Colt, and again delivers a series of blows here, driving him back into the corner. Well, looks like the sheer power though. Oh! Little drop there.
Damian Anderson's one place too many. I ain't got to get him. He ran into his manager.
3. Well, he got a 3 count. He stacked him up there, and Bobby Colt puts away El Diablo.
Blackjack Colt.
Blackjack Bobby Colt, victorious here again in the PWI singles action.
Well, it's been another exciting week.
A lot of great matches here today, Dallas James. Glad to have you back again. And we want the fans to come back again and watch us next week here.
Oh boy, he's just baiting him. Just baiting him.
We'll see you again next week as we take a look at these last moves here. Next week, join me again where I think I'll have my co-host